Hello everyone, the question for today is what is primary key in SQL Server? So we know that the unique key allows only unique values and the not null constraint does not accept the nulls. So for the primary key, it does not accept nulls and it only allows unique values to be inserted into the table. So let's take a look at this table here with the SSN number, first name, last name, and driver's license number. And if we create a primary key constraint on the SSN number, it's only going to allow the unique and does not accept the null values in this particular table. So here is an example of a row that I'm going to insert, and this is going to work because this SSN number is unique and it is not null. And here I'm going to insert another row with the first name as Mary, and the last name as Joe, but having the same SSN number. And this is going to throw me an error. Why? Because of the primary key constraint that's been set up on the SSN number. Since this SSN number is not unique, it's not going to execute successfully. So I'm going to change the SSN number and then it gets inserted successfully. And here I'm going to try to insert a null in the SSN number and it would still it would not execute successfully. Why? Because the primary key does not accept any null values either. So here I'm going to change again the SSN number to a different value and then it's executed successfully. So you might think at this point that you can define a primary key even on the driver's license number, right? So in a table you can have only one primary key, but if you still want to use the SSN number and the driver's license number to be a part of the primary key, you can do it. So here is a combination of SSN number and the driver's license number to be a part of the primary key. And whenever you have more than one column in a primary key, it is called as a composite primary key. And here let's take a look at a recap. The primary key constraint uniquely identifies each row in a table, and the primary keys must contain unique values and cannot contain null values. And on a table you can have only one primary key, and in a table your primary key can consist of either single or multiple columns. And you might think at this point that primary key is equal to not null and unique key constraint, but the functionality looks same. But here in the background, the values of the primary key are stored in the cluster index, but the values of the unique key are stored in the non-clustered index. So we'll take a look at what is clustered and non-clustered index in our later videos, but at this point, this much information about primary key should help. And here is the syntax for the primary key. For creating a primary key on a table, let's create table name, column definition, and primary key. And this syntax to alter the table or add the primary key to an existing table, that's alter table name, add constraint name, primary key, and column name. So let's take a look at primary key in action. I'm going to switch over to my SSMS here, and let's create a table called as person table, where I'm defining my social security number as integer, and that is a primary key. So let's execute that. The command's executed successfully. Let's just look at the table if it's created. Yes, it did. And if you see here under the keys, you see the primary key constraint that's been created. Even if you expand the columns, you'll have a small key icon, which means that it is a PK, that which means the primary key integer, not null. So here I'm going to insert this row here, and one row is added, and I'm going to add another row with the same SSN number as it is for John Doe. So what we should be getting an error here Why? The because the primary key constraint has been violated, right? We cannot insert duplicate key in object db of person. The duplicate key value is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm going to change the value for the SSN number to be unique and execute it, and it executes successfully. Now I'm going to run this statement where I'm trying to insert a null value into the SSN number. And if I run that, it says cannot insert the value null into the column social security number on the table db testdb.dbo.person because the column does not allow nulls and the insert fails. So I'm going to add a value to the social security number and then execute it. But this still failed. Why did it fail? Clearly it says the violation of primary key constraint cannot insert duplicate key in object dbo.person. The duplicate key value is 8910111. Let's see who has that 80111. Execute the table, and here it is. The Mary Doe already has the SSN number as 8910111, and when we try to execute this insert statement with the same SSN number for Adam Smith, like 8910111, it errors out. So this is how the primary key works, and I hope you understood what is primary key in SQL Server. Thank you and have a great day.